Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining me for a quick update here before Shabbat. Wanted to tell you a little bit about activities this weekend, give you a little bit of an update from Israel as well, as I've been doing every night. By the way, people ask me why I'm wearing this hat. Because I'm wearing this hat because I prefer to wear that at this time instead of a kippah. Better not to show your Jewishness outwardly right now and not to be foolish, as we see the anti-Semitism all over the world, including United States of America, is brewing and growing. We're seeing it daily. Ahavat International, Ahavat Ministries. This is something very serious, very real, that we're dealing with on a daily basis, on a growing way. I have a few really important announcements for everybody as we're getting ready for the Shabbat Parashat Toldot that is upon us. So actually, if you don't mind, hit share and like. Greatly appreciate it, as we want to get as many people here for those updates that we're doing on a nightly basis. I will wait one more second and then I will get moving. I'm just waiting to have a minyan of people here, and we're going to get going with that update. I've arrived safely. I'm in Florida, and I'm getting ready for all the things that I need to do this weekend and in the weeks ahead around us. We're nearly in a minyan of people, and then we're going to get starting. Shalom Talmidim. Here we go. We have a minyan. Shalom Ruby. Shalom Yoshia. Great to see you. Okay, I think we're good and we're ready to move forward. First of all, I want to start by saying I received this morning a shocking email, a pleasant email from our good friends in Amazon. You have seen and heard the update last night of what transpired with Amazon. They blocked this book, The New Hamas. Yesterday, this is the French version I'm holding. Yesterday, the book hit #1 in every possible category. Judaism, Messianic Judaism. Yesterday was one of the strongest days for the book. And that was the exact day that they chose to block it. Remember what I told you yesterday? There was no rhyme and there was no reason for blocking the new Hamas, the great organized chaos, and the coming of Mashiach. Absolutely no reason for blocking it. Excuse me. They just decided to block it randomly. We know exactly why. Those who are wise understand exactly why. It's more than a spiritual issue. It's an issue of targeting Jews, targeting anybody who speaks the truth, silencing the truth. It's a problem. Yesterday, a good Israeli friend of mine reached out to me and to Aldat Kainan with an SOS emergency message. Somebody I've not talked to in a long, long time in Israel right now in the middle of this war. She said to me, "My gosh, help me please. I'm facing terrible anti-Semitism inside the church. I'm in Israel, and those influential leaders inside the church are saying that they cannot choose a side because the Hamas and Israel are equally to blame. Please help me. And it's you have to understand something. Anybody who holds this type of position, anybody today says, I am in the side of the children, is anti-Semitic. This is the truth. You should know that. Today they found the body of Yehudit Weiss, Zichrona Lebracha. May her memory be blessed. They found it in the hospital. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? They found it in the hospital with weapons that are unimaginable. Were they planning to do another terror attacks? The amount of weapons that they found in the hospital is unbelievable. And who give United States of America the right to come to Israel? Do what you need to do, but don't hurt civilian. Show me another military in the world that knock on the door, say, excuse me, we're coming, can you evacuate right now? We're risking our own soldiers. Pure neshamot, pure souls, not to harm, not to hurt a neshama, a soul, giving them incubators. We are the one who give them the incubators. What does America, I have a question, really. What does America want Israel to do? Rockets still falling. They're still trying to destroy us. Hamas-The is still alive. Indeed, he's still alive. Nasrallah, Iran, they're still functioning. What do they expect Israel to do? There is no other solution. And I want you to understand what is on the table right now. If you don't understand what is on the table, you need to understand what's on the table so you know how to pray for it. Right now there is a proposal that the Hamas dictate to Israel a ceasefire for a few days in exchange for 50 hostages. You know what I say? We don't stop. Not for a second. We don't stop until they get on their hands and their knees. And they beg us to take back the hostages. We cannot stop. Anything short of that. You cannot negotiate with terror. I want you to understand that. You cannot negotiate with it. We are helping those who want to kill us. Do you understand how absurd it is? And the sad thing that Americans, I'm not saying all Americans, but I'm speaking to a lot of Americans, are just plain stupid and ignorant. I don't have another way to say it. Stupidity and ignorance. From the river to the sea. Do people even understand what they're saying? They're calling for the extermination of Jewish people. Yesterday, we prayed hard together. You prayed with us. Because our good friend in Amazon said, no, don't speak about Hamas. You violated our guidance of our community policy. Today, after many of you got on the phone, called them, complained to them, as I have done, magically, they send a message. Oops, we made a mistake, we made an error. Do they think we are stupid? I might go after them for that. I don't know. I'm going to pray what to do. But I can tell you something. That this, at the end of the day, is not an error. There is not an innocent error. There is not an innocent mistake. Anybody who wants to believe it is living in a bubble. Don't live in a bubble right now. Because the bubble has bursted. The bubble is completely bursted. And when you think you are safe inside the bubble called United States of America, let me tell you, it's an illusion of safety. And if you think you can go right now and get a gun and think that you're safe, let me tell you something. If you read this book, and I hope the entire universe will read the book, know that if you get 100 guns or 1,000 guns, you will not be safe. Because we are not wrestling against flesh and blood. I never thought the day will come in America where a Jew might be concerned about wearing a kippah on his head. But I tell you already, these days has come. Don't say if America goes against Israel. When the Security Council voted yesterday, America didn't veto it. America did not veto it. I was stunned, shocked, and highly disappointed at this. I have a question. What can Israel do more? Israel cannot do anything else. Israel cannot do anything more than what it's doing right now. Are there real casualties in the Palestinian side? Yes! We're in a war! Wake up, people! This is not a military operation. We are in a war for our survival. A war that we did not start. And the next time I hear this word is a result of occupation, I would want to throw up. What occupation? We have been out of Gaza for 19 years. Did you see the trucks today? With the weapons? Here you go. What a shock. I'm being blocked. They dropped my connection. No reason for this connection to be blocked. Why do you think this connection is being blocked right now? You're not stupid. You know the truth. You know the truth. Look, people don't even have patience for 1 second. Connection dropped. Bye-bye. Have patience. Have patience and know the truth. I hope the connection is back. I hope the connection is okay now. Please let me know if the connection is okay. Truth is being blocked. Of course the truth is being blocked. What do you think? They don't want the truth to be known. I'm going to wait a second. Yep, they blocked it. Of course they did. Don't think it's not happening. It's happening. And it's real. And it's true. And it's not a conspiracy theory. If you don't think that this is happening behind the scene right now, then look at what Israel has found today in the hospital. Next to Judith Weiss's body, hundreds of grenades, hundreds of automatic weapons in one car, hundreds of bombs. It's the truth. We are facing Hasatan himself. And if you want to understand where the battle started, please read this book. Read this book. It's all starting in the parasha this week. Parashat Toldot, with the birth of Yaakov, with the birth of Esav. And this Shabbat, I want as many of you to come to Orlando, Florida. Shabbat morning. Don't worry, the sheriff will be there. We have extra security, we have extra protection. We are not worried. I want you to be there, to stand with us. I'm going to teach twice on the Shabbat. I will teach on Shabbat morning, in noon, and then I will teach all the way to Havdalah. I will teach from the new book, in person, live, the new Hamas, and also start to prepare us for the upcoming book, The Fall of Edom, Decoding of Vadia Vision. I hope everybody go already, orders those books with Hanukkah and Light of Mashiach special episode, or chapter, I should say, special chapter, prophecy edition of Zephaniah in there. It's there for us. We should be knowing what's going on right now. And this is the moment that I really believe that we have to choose right now. Not just us. Also Israel have to make a choice right now. And I'm concerned. There are voices inside Israel who want to take the 50 hostages for ceasefire. Believe me when I'm telling you this, I want to see each and every one of them returning. The little baby, the children, the mother, the Holocaust survivors. I want to see them returned so much. But if we give in to Hamas demand, you understand, after 41 days, after 41 days of bombing, Hamas think that they can dictate the rules to Israel. No way. And the fact, just so you understand the absurdity, the one who is doing all the negotiation, back and forth, there are two parties here. Okay? Party number one is the Egyptian. But the main party that is speaking to the terrorists is Qatar. Now, here's the absurd part of this. Qatar is the one who has been funding all those terrorist activities. You're probably wondering, where's this money come from? European Union, your tax dollars, paying for a lot of this, you should know. But the main chunk of money is coming from Qatar. The same people who negotiate right now in behalf of ceasefire are the ones who are assisting the terrorists. Do you understand how absurd this is? It is absurd. And we cannot trust them. It cannot be trusted. Therefore, today, we went inside the hospital, and you should know, we don't hear everything. There was a big hope. There was a big hope that we will find the hostages. Everybody was praying and hoping. we found some artifacts that proved to us that they held them. They held the hostages in the hospital. But even Bibi said today, they are no longer there. They are no longer there. So you probably asked the question, where are they? They went further south. More than likely, they're further south, underground. You know what's going to happen? Israel going to have to take over all of Gaza. So what Israel did, they dropped today thousands of pieces of paper asking civilians to move further south. And here's the question. Here's the $1 million question that all of us need to ask and pray for. How much pressure will have to be put on Israel right now for Israel to say, we stop and we negotiate? May Israel not give in to this pressure. May Israel not give in to these pressures. They showed today their movie, or yesterday, in the Parliament of United Kingdom. Such an anti-Semitic government in the UK. They watched the movie and they said they could not watch it. And that's where the hypocrisies come. Show me one normal, civilized nation that will see little children being slaughtered with the name of God, their God, Allah. Show me one nation. I would like to know, for all the self-righteous Americans, all the hypocrites in the church, what would you do if it was your own son, your own daughter, your own grandson who was murdered like that for no reason? I would like to know what America would have done. I promise you that America would have not acted in the same humane way that the Jewish people are acting right now. And that is our weakness, but also our strength. It's our humanity. It's our own humanity. But yesterday you saw what happened. We at Ahavat Ammi International were victims of anti-Semitism. You have to understand, we've been victims of anti-Semitism since October 7th in multiple ways. Not just in releasing books, in our neighborhoods, in the people we know. I wrote something interesting in the Besorah according to COVID-19 in 2020. And I was reminded today of this same thing as I spoke to my wife, to Rabbi Shapira. She said to me, everything will going to be revealed in the days ahead. We will know exactly who is who. I went back to a statement I wrote in 2020 when the COVID started. And I wrote, we will know exactly who is who. You know what's going to happen in the days ahead? We will know who is part of the congregation of the wicked and who is part of the congregation of the righteous. We will know. And anybody who is lukewarm, who is standing in the middle. I just couldn't believe it today. When my friend called me, she said, please see what this pastor is saying. He's an influential pastor. And the pastor just kept on going on and on. How we have to be as Christians. How as Christians we have to stand for the children. And I said to him, Yeshua was a Jew. He lived among his people. He died for his people and he rose again for his people. How dare you? even suggesting that. Have you forgot that the Jewish people are God-chosen people? Have you forgot that all the covenants and the promises, as Paul tells us in Romans 9, belong to the Jewish people? Have you forgot Romans 3? Have we forgot Romans 11? Have we forgot who Yeshua belongs to? Brothers and sisters, shame on Christians who do not take a stand right now. I got to tell you something. I have several TV programs that are coming that finally opened the door for me. I'm going to be doing New Mexico. I'm going to be doing Daystar. I'm going to do another one. Those are too few. Those are outcasts. They are way, way few for the cold shoulder that we as Jews have received in the United States. And this is not just my sentiment. I've been reading to my wife articles in Israeli paper on how American Jews feeling now. Seeing their entire world torn. That now the world know that they side and stand with Israel. You see, the Reformed Jewish movement start to go away and forgot the roots in Israel. You know what God is doing now? He's bringing the Reform, He's bringing the conservative, even the Orthodox. Bring them to alignment with the ultimate land. Not New York City. Not Chicago, not LA. It is Jerusalem and Israel. And we cannot forget that He's reminding us of this, brothers and sisters. But look at this. While there is time, while there is hope, you can make a difference. Look what happened yesterday. We were victims of anti-Semitism. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because it's happened repetitively for the last month. And you called, and you raised your voice, and your voice was heard, not just by the heavens. It was heard by Amazon, who sent a retractment letter, an apology letter. If we do not make our voice known, they will run all over us. So today, I'm asking you, make sure that this country, that many of you live in the United States of America, is entering into a dangerous territory in its relationship with the Jewish people. You make a stand. One voice can matter. One vote in the ballot can count. You make sure that this country will not come under a curse. We're this close to this right now. And if you think a Holocaust cannot happen again, I'm telling you, it can happen again. Especially when we forget. So today we have to make this stand. You made a big stand yesterday. A big stand was made. And look what happened when you make the stand. They back down. The enemy backs down. Turn off the TV. Stop listening to the propaganda. Ignore the lies. Be in the Word of God. Understanding the Word of God is key, is critical. That's why this book is so key and critical. The one come after that will be even more revealing. It will be more revealing of what's coming ahead. And I'm going to go already cut the suspense and tell you, you must choose. You must choose. The Shabbat in Parashat Toldot, I'm going to talk about the choice of all choices. What kind of birth are you going to have? What kind of birth of Mashiach you're going to usher into the world? He's coming one way or another. He's coming. But what kind of birth are you going to be birthing? This is the key question for all of us to ask in the days ahead. The Shabbat, Orlando, Florida, I will be teaching twice. Pay attention. I'm going to talk about the connection with Amalek this Shabbat. And then I'm going to talk from the parasha. Sunday morning, Daytona Beach area. I'm with Pastor Matt. Come to church. I don't care if you're Christian, you're Messianic, whatever you are. Come and support. Come and stand. Come to be in solidarity. It's the time. I don't want to wear this set. I want to wear my kippah. Everybody need to be there. What birth are we going to choose? What birth is the church is going to bring to the world? Which birth of Mashiach? I do not want the travails. I want Messiah today. It's now depends on the community of the righteous. Hey, this is, friends, it's the key right now. It's not even about your theology. It's about something much more core. What I call in the book, the Pruta, your fundamentalism of being a human being. The fundamentalism of being in the image of God. That's where we're at right now. What fundamentalism we're going to choose? To be in the image of God, to walk with God, to love our neighbors, ourselves, or the one. This is going to be consumed by the sins of the Hamas. We have to choose. Choose now. While we can still choose, or otherwise they're going to choose for you. Is that what you want? Indeed, the rapture is a problem. Because Mashiach is coming to establish his kingdom here on earth, and we have to prepare for it. He said again and again and again, get ready for my coming. Prepare the house. So this chaos. You see, I call the book Organized Chaos, because any chaos can bring an opportunity. And I want us to remember this principle. Every chaos presents opportunity for God to be glorified. Hitgadal v'hitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Think about it. A prayer you say when somebody dies is there to magnify God. Why? Because God can be magnified in everything. He can be magnified in everything. He should be magnified in everything. And now Israel capturing this Sefer Torah in Gaza, glorifying God. What should we do? As followers of the faith, we should go right at this moment and glorify God with the antithesis for what Hamas has brought to the world. See, what Hamas is bringing to the world is the exact opposite for what our Joseph He's teaching us. Our Mashiach is teaching us. What Yeshua teaches? Love our neighbors as ourselves. Turn the other cheek around. What does Hamas teach us? The exact opposite of that. You are the antidote for the Hamas. You have the elixir of life to defeat Hamas. What has been deposited into us is right there, sufficient to beat Hamas. But we have to know how to use it. We can fight this and overcome it. But you have to make a choice. Am I going to fight it? Or I'm simply, you see what the problem of Esau was all along. He's coming back from the field. You see the red stew. He's not even trying to fight it. He's not even trying to fight it. You just go to the flesh. Give me the red stuff. He's not fighting it. He's being consumed by it. If we're not going to fight the Sinat Chinam, if we're going to be like the Hamas, if Israel is going to act like the Hamas, Hamas already won. You understand what I'm telling you? If Israel act in the same inhumane way that Hamas did, Hamas have won. But thankfully, we're not the Hamas. We understand the value of life and the sanctity of life. And that's the only way we can win, by valuing life and valuing the message of life. The message that Yaakov will live. He will live. He will thrive. And he will succeed. This Shabbat and Sunday are important days. And I invite everybody from the great state of Florida to come. Sunday I'll be twice at Pastor Matt Church. Shabbat I'll be twice at Yeshua Bread of Life. No reason not to come in person and stand. Look what happened when you stand. The forces of the world were broken yesterday because you resisted what is wrong and you stood for what is right. May this be a great encouragement for you. Salvation is near. And I want you to take this question with you to the Shabbat. Which birth of Mashiach are you going to usher to the world? That is the question that I want you to take. May he speedily come without birth bank to our mitzvot and our actions. Looking forward to seeing you in Florida. Please support those precious books. I still want you to put it in the hands of as many pastors as possible in the days ahead. God bless you. I'm looking forward to spending this precious Shabbat and Sunday with friends, champions of the faith, and those who align themselves with the God of Israel. Thank you, and continue to pray for safety and protection for this weekend so that we will be able to accomplish all things through Him and through His power. I'm not going to do any more update because I really want to focus on those messages for the Shabbat and Sunday. So that's going to be my last update until next week, and then we have Miami coming up, Daystar, New Mexico. We have a big thing in Europe also coming up. There's a lot. I encourage you to get the Hanukkah and the light of Mashiach. The New Hamas, and The Fall of Edom. All 3 books you cannot go wrong with. God bless you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend. Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom from all of us here at Ahavat Ammi International.